all for attending the session. We want to thank BIM Labs because they gave us a second chance. Previously, last week they gave chance to conduct the session in association with the Anish organization for civil engineers, and this time they gave chance to conduct the session for mechanical and electronics. A small introduction about the BIM Labs. Actually, BIM Labs is a authorized by Autodesk as a learning partner, and it is an authorized training center. It comprising of master in BIM, architectural BIM, structural BIM, construction BIM, MEP BIM, and many certificate courses. BIM Labs also provides project-oriented services and training to many students who can choose what they want from varied options according to their career aspirations.
We know that the construction industry is the second largest industry in India, and the time available for achieving its goal is shrinking. And the demand of construction industry requires a precise planning, scheduling, and management, which can allow the overall optimization of the cost, then time and resources. And building information modeling, or BIM, is a 3D driven technology which helps in designing, constructing, and operating buildings and infrastructure. Or simply, we can say that it is an intelligent 3D model based process. And nowadays, BIM has become a mandatory part of the construction industry, where the integrated tools help the professionals in making decisions regarding the life cycle of the infrastructure and building. And a professional seeking a job in civil engineering and construction projects can be ahead of other candidates by taking maximum benefits of BIM. And project management is a way a person or a team organizes and manages the resources that are necessary to complete a project. And people that manage projects are known as the project managers. Okay. And it is an important process in the AECO industry. AECO industry means architectural, engineering, construction, and operation industry. And it is an important stage or in the BIM cycle, that is the construction 4D or 5D stage in the BIM cycle. I just give a glance on the BIM cycle. Okay, this is the building information modeling.
Ma'am, sorry for the interruption.
Okay.
Ma'am, is there any limit for the session, ma'am?
What? Anish,
Is there any limit?
I don't think so. But if the video cuts
Because
sometimes
many of them are facing problem there.
Okay, if the video cuts between this, you can again join or using the same link. Okay, but I don't think so because
Okay.
yeah, I don't think so. Will not be any problem. Okay.
Because many of them are facing problem, ma'am. They are not able to join using the link.
No, there is no problem with the link. Ask them to try again. Okay.
Okay.
Because all of us join on this using the same link, so there will be no problem.
Yes, okay.
Okay, then this is the BIM cycle. I think I hope you can see this. I cannot make this on the presentation mode since there is some technical issue to escape from that. That's why. Okay, I think you can see that. And in the building information model cycle, the first stage is the programming. That is, if you are an owner of and you want to create a multi-story building like hospitals or something other like that, and then you have a fixed idea about that, how much storage you need, and parking areas, how much parking space you want, and how your structure will look like, and all this you have some ideas about your building, no? So that the first initial idea of the project is known as the programming. And if you are the owner of the building, first of all, you go to an architect or an engineer to create a conceptual design, means a rough design of or a sketch design of your structure. Okay, first of all, you go to an architect and convey him about your ideas about your project, and then he will make a sketch with a paper or scan, or we have Autodesk conceptual design tools like Formit, and using that design tools, he can make a conceptual design for you. And after confirming that conceptual design, detailed designs will be prepared by the will be prepared by the project team. That is, there are 5 types of building. There are 5 types of detailed designs like architectural design, structural design, mechanical design, electrical design, plumbing design, and others. Like these detailed designs are be prepared by corresponding structural engineers, architectural engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, and plumbing engineers. And on parallel to that, another process going on, that is analysis stage. That is, we know that we cannot make a random structural elements on the building. We have to design it before, and we have to analyze it before placing on it on the building. So that we want to fix whether how much size, width, and length of the beams and other structural elements are necessary to carry the load that comes on the building. So that we have to analyze and design that building structural elements, so that parallelly the analysis stages will be carrying on. And after that, a documentation stage will comes. Documentation stage means preparation of drawings like approval drawings, shop drawings, etc., IFC drawings, as-built drawings. And after analysis and preparing detailed designs, we have to make a documentation, that is for getting approval and for passing the documentation or drawings for the labors like shop drawings. After that, the next stage is the fabrication stage. Fabrication stage means you have to Okay, fabrication stage means on the construction site, some steel bending or wood bending or something that is ongoing on this construction site is the fabrication stage. The next stage is our project management stage. That is the construction 4D or 5D stage. We know that construction 2D, 2D drawings, and comes to 3D, we know that additional to XY axis, there will be an Z axis. And on the 3D modeling or BIM 3D, we are producing a virtual 3D model, not just a 3D model, but creating an informative model. Building information modeling means information is the main part of that, and we have to create the model based on the informations. And when we are giving the informations, we can extract the informations from the softwares. Okay, that is the construction 3D. And comes to the construction 4D. 4D means time management. That means you have to find out when will be your project get started or when your projects get ended. That means finding out the total duration of the project. That is the construction 4D. Okay, that is in the BIM 4D construction. You can have a 3D virtual 3D model, and also you can have at the time, that is you will able to know how much time will take for completing your project, like that. And the construction 5D means additional to time and 3D model, you will be able to know the cost, that is overall budget of the project. That also we can do on the project management tools like Primavera and Microsoft Project. Construction 4D means you will be able to have, or you will be able to plan the total duration that will be going to taken to complete the project. And comes to the 5D construction, that indicates that I will be able to estimate the overall budget of the project. Okay, that is the construction 4D 5D. That is the stage in the building information modeling life cycle, and it is that our project management stage. Next to the project management stage, it is the construction logistics, that is make the availability of resources like machines, labors, materials, all those things smoothly to the construction site. That is the construction logistics. Next, and operation maintenance. Operation and maintenance means after completing the project, the important stage that we have to maintain throughout the life cycle of the building is the operation and maintenance stage. without maintenance of any building, it will get damaged very fastly. So we have to maintain our building, and it can be do very easily, or we can identify very easily how when it will have to be managed, the building and all those things, using the operation and maintenance stage in the building information modeling life cycle. And after that, after so many years, then if you want to demolish the building, you can demolish it, or if you want to extend the building, or if you want to renovate the building, the cycle repeats. This is the building information modeling cycle. Just first of all have an idea, that is programming, then make a conceptual design, then we will be preparing detailed designs. That is, the team will prepare the detailed designs. On parallel to that, analysis stages will get carried on. Then next you can prepare documentations like drawings for this, and then fabrication, that is on the construction site. Then the construction 4D 5D, that is our project management stage. The next to that, it is construction logistics, that is making availability smooth for the materials. Then operation and maintenance stage. After that, demolition or renovation, then the cycle repeats. This is the simply building information cycle, building information modeling cycle. And comes to the project management. Construction 4D or 5D stage in the BIM cycle. It is the construction 4D or 5D stage in the BIM cycle, and can create the output services in a better quality with limited time and minimum cost. That means if you are doing a project, managers can do the project management, or a team, or his team can do the project management. And the main goal of that is you have to create the project within the limited time, because the owner has a limited time. You want to complete my project. If I'm the owner, I want to complete my project in 6 months or in 1 year. Then the project manager should plan accordingly. That is, had that he that is, he has to plan my project that will be completed on this 1 year, and if I have a budget, he has to plan accordingly with the minimum cost. That is, a good project manager or a good planning engineer can plan my project with a limited time and minimum cost and with a better quality. That is, the create the output or services in better quality with a limited time and minimum cost. And this project management stage includes project initiation, then planning and execution of the project, then controlling it, monitor it, and closing of the project. And overall management of the construction logistics, that is by smoothly planning the resource management, then he can make availability of the construction materials to the site. Then next, project management. Then next is the project. What is a project? We know that a project, simply we can say that a project is a series of tasks that need to be completed in order to reach a specific outcome. That means construction of buildings is not simply projects. That not only the simply projects, others are also projects. Like examples are conducting a technical fest, that is a project. Conducting a marriage function, or directing a film, or making of a film. These are all projects. And construction of buildings is also projects. And we can do project management in any of the project. The common thing these projects have is that all these projects have a beginning and an end. That means a specific time and a specific output will be having an outcome, and the outcome will be having of a different quality. If the planning is well, it will be having a better quality or better performance. And if the performance is poor, then the quality of the outcome is poor, like that. Depending on the planning, the outcome of the quality or the level of the quality differs. And for the project, they will be having a budget or a cost. That is a project. That simply we can there will be a group of activities also. That is, simply we can define the project as a group of activities that has to be completed in a given time or in a limited time to produce a particular product or a services with limited cost or limited time and minimum cost and better quality output. These are the 4 things that included in a project. It will be having a beginning and an end. It will be having an outcome, and it will have a stated level of quality depending on the performance, and it will have a budget or cost. That is, a project has a start, end, and goals. And okay, and projects can range from simple projects to complex projects, and can be managed by one person or 100 person or a team of persons. Okay, that is about project. And next, project management concepts. That is actually, project management is an application of knowledge, skills, tools, and technique to project activities to meet the project requirements. That is, we have to apply our maximum knowledge and your skills and the tools and techniques that we have available and to the project activities to meet the project requirements. The project requirements may be, I want to complete it in a limited time, in a minimum cost, like that. To meet that project requirements, you have to apply your knowledge, skills, tools, and technique. Okay, mainly there are three types of management, like time management, resource management, and cost management. Time management means, if you are a project manager or if you are a planning engineer, you have to calculate the total duration of that project. Okay, that is, when will this project start and when will this project end, and what are the time limits that taken for each and every activities. You have to calculate that, and finally you have to calculate the total duration of the project and how to complete the task before the deadline. That means you will be given a deadline or a ending date of the project. I want to complete my project in this date. Then you have to plan accordingly. And you have to manage the time to complete the task before that deadline. Okay. Then how to link the activities properly to reduce the time. That is, if you want to manage the time effectively, you have to link the activity accordingly, and so that you are linking the activities so that you can reduce the maximum time. Okay, that is, you can effectively manage the time. Then the next management is the resource management. Resources means, you can simply think it like 3M. 3M means man, machine, and materials. Man includes labors, like a mason, helpers, carpenters, fitters, plumbers, like all those labors, and structural engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, draftsmen, all those are labors. And then the next is material. Material means, the materials are cement, sand, uh, aggregates, coarse aggregates, fine aggregates, brick, paint, all these things are materials. The next is machines. Machines include in a project, maybe excavators, mixers, etc. Okay, this is 3M: man, machine, and materials. And we have to, first of all, we have to identify what are the resources required for the completion of the project within the limited time. That means you already have a limited time specified by the owner, and you have to complete your project within that time. And you want to plan what are the resources that will be required for my project to complete. You have to, first of all, you have to plan that, and you have to add that resources. Then you have to assign that resources without wastage. Means you will be having a maximum resources amount. That will be mainly, for example, you will be having a 10 helpers or 10 general laborers for your project throughout your project. So then you have to plan, or you have to assign these resource to activities without wastage. That means if one activity is going on in a project and only five helpers are assigned for that particular activity, other five resources will become wastage. No, so you have to assign the resources to the activities without wastage. That is the resource management. Then the next is the cost management. Cost management means managing the budget. That means the sometimes the owner will say, I have a budget of around this crore rupees or these lakhs rupees. Then you have to manage your project according to that. Okay, with by using better quality but suitable materials, and by managing these resources effectively, you can manage your budget so that you can finally estimate that overall cost of your project. And usually they will be having an additional expenses for your project, like for traveling charge, then what accommodation charge, food charge, like that. They will be having additional expenses. So you have to add these expenses also to the cost. Otherwise, if you are not adding the expenses, then and calculating the overall budget, but the cost will not be like that. On actual project, there will be an over budget, and after that it will be an over budgeted project. Okay, but if your planning is correct, it will be an on budget project or under budget project. But if your planning is not correct, it will be having an over budget project and it will not complete on the same day that you plan. Okay, that is the main project management concepts. Remember, time management, resource management, and cost management are the three main project management concepts. You have to manage the time, that is in a limited time. You have to complete your project in a limited time with minimum cost and a better quality. Okay, that is by doing these three managements effectively, you can create a project effectively. Then the next is the manual methods on the project management. That is a critical path method, program evaluation review technique or PERT method, precedence diagramming method or PDM. These are the three manual methods we are used for doing the project management. That is, you know that for all things there will be a manual methods also. That means you know how to create or how to draw, how to prepare a drawing on the sheet, no? And also we know how to create drawings on by using AutoCAD, Revit, and all those things, all those softwares. That is, also I know how to prepare a drawing on sheet, and also I know how to prepare it on the software. And for in the part of structural, we know how to create. I hope you are all civil engineering students, no? Or mechanical, okay. Anyway, on the basis of structural things, you know how to design a beam, how to design a slab, how to design a column. All those things we studied on the academics, and we know how to do that in manual methods. Also, we have structural analysis softwares like StatPro, ETABS. On that, also we can calculate or we can do the structural analysis part by giving the loads that can be come on that building by using the codes IS 875 like codes. We have so many dead load, live load, and wind load codes. We can apply that things on the manual calculation and also on the softwares, and very easily we can derive that. We can analyze the structural part whether it is safe or not. That is the manual part and software part on structural analysis. And the next is, and comes to the project management. Here also we have some manual methods for doing project management, like critical path method, program evaluation review technique method, and precedence diagramming method. I think you will study this on your final year. I think in SIT, there will be a paper like construction management, and in that you will be able to know how to do the critical path method, how to do the program evaluation review technique method. But the manual methods have some limitations and can occur with errors. But software method, that is program evaluations or tools like Primavera, can be better because less error and accuracy, and we can do so many things that we cannot do in the manual methods. Okay, out of this, precedence diagram methoding is the most common method, common manual method. Okay, then the next is, okay, then the next we are going to look on the Primavera. That is, project management softwares is used as a tool for managing and organizing work, which helps industries to grow in a rapid manner. Others, please mute yourself. Okay. And also there are so many computer softwares available in market nowadays, like Microsoft Project, Primavera, P6, etc. for doing project management. But out of these, Primavera and Microsoft Project are the most popular software which is used. And with the help of these softwares, proper planning and controlling of the project can be done. And Primavera is an amazing software which can be used for small as well as large projects. And also Primavera is used for making the project management smooth. Okay, smoothly we can do project management using Primavera. And it is helpful in civil engineering for creating strategies, control the delay of project, and determines the optimum use of the resources. And Primavera is used to complete the project within the specified time and cost. And it is, and previously we already said that, like, it is the application of skills, tools, and technique to project activities in order to fulfill the demand of the owner. Okay, and Primavera program is used for scheduling, controlling, estimating all type of projects. And in this software, we can control and monitor as many projects at one time. And you can see that okay, it's a project management tool and it is developed by Primavera System in 1983. That is, the original company's name was first Primavera System and it was established in 1983 in USA. In 1998, the software system started to develop into a server-based approach that allowed Primavera to make, and in 2008, Oracle bought Primavera. Okay, that is, you can see that Primavera Project Planner P3 is the first version released by Primavera System. And now in 2008, Primavera is bought by Oracle. Now it is the product of Oracle. Okay. This is next. I can see that some things about Primavera, that is, it can be used as in small projects and large projects. That is, both in simple projects and complex projects, we can use Primavera, and it will help the project managers to develop, schedule, assign resources, then can manage budget, and finally they can track the project also. That means after planning is completed, they can track the project. That is when compared to the real conditions on the construction side, that is ongoing project, they can track with the ongoing projects. And we can generate graphical and tabular reports on Primavera. It helps to derive a project effectively and can control and monitor as many projects at one time. And you can easily compare between the planned progress of construction and actual progress of construction project. That means you will be planning the project on the Primavera with your given data, and after that, when the construction is going on the site, you can compare it with the plan. You can compare the actual projects of the project with the planned progress of construction. Okay, thus you will be able to know whether your project is over budget, or whether your project is under budget, or it is on budget, whether your project is behind schedule or ahead schedule or on schedule. Like that, you will be able to know by comparing the planned progress of construction and the actual progress of construction project. Okay. The topics that is handled in Primavera is the planning. That is how to create a plan for a project, and how can we schedule that, and updating of that project. Then generating earned value analysis. That means I already said about tracking that. There is earned value analysis. That is comparing the planned progress, the planned project with the actual progress of work. That is the earned value analysis. And by generating the earned value analysis, we will be able to know whether my project is over budget, under budget, or like that. The next thing is reporting. That is make reports. And this is the planning stage of Primavera. I will demonstrate the software after this presentation. So please unmute yourself. Please mute yourself. Okay, then on the planning stage, first of all, we have to create a new project. Okay, you have to create a new project after creating a project, you have to create a WBS, that is work breakdown structure. That means activities, that is work breakdown structure means it is a hierarchical breakdown of all the project deliverables. Okay, first of all, you have to create a project, then you have to create a calendar for that project. That is, calendars is used to define when work can take place for activities and resource assignments and how much resource is available. They contain no working days. Will contain non-working days and also holidays, as well as and hours and minutes in a day when work can take place or a resource is available. Okay, so that you can create your calendar, because for all projects the calendar will differ. You can create particular different calendars for different projects, and on that calendar it includes the working holidays, your organizational holidays, and all those things. I just show that on your my software. Can you see this software, Primavera? Can you see this software now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a Primavera software. Unlike other softwares, we cannot create a new file and save it and again create a new file. Not like that. Here, all things are on the same interface. You can see here, these all are different projects. You can see that this is a project. City Center Office Building is a project. Then Harbor Point Assistant Living is the next project. And all these headings are different projects. All these we are creating in a similar on a single interface. And we can open that by right click and open project. And in that we are planning all other things like adding activities, assigning resources and all those things. But all projects are on the same view. First of all, you have to create a new project by clicking on here, file, new, and create a new project. Okay, on that you have to assign when will be your plan the start date of the project. If you have a finish date, must finish by date, then you have to assign that. After completing that, and you can categorize your project in this EPS. This is called this view is called a table view. Next to table view, on the right side you can see a chart view, and bottom of this view you can see a detail view. On the detail view, from the detail view we control the task that, or we control the properties that we are assigning. And on this chart view we can see a chart like diagram, and on this table view you can add activities and other things like that. Okay. And first of all, you have to create a new project, and you can categorize your projects based on this EPS. You can see that this much of projects, that is up to EZ5152 to EZ630. You can see that all projects comes under the category engineering and construction, and the next some projects comes under the category energy services, and the next some category comes under some activities comes under the category manufacturing. Like that you can categorize your projects so that you can identify your projects very easily. After creating a new project, you have to create a calendar for your project. Calendar can be created by going to enterprise, then click on the calendar option. Here you can see that, okay, here you can create a calendar, and here you can assign the calendars working days. This color indicates the non-work, and this is the standard, and you can see the work hours per day. Here it is 8 hours. We can make it if you want to make a one day, or if you want to make the Thursday 14th Thursday 10 hours working day, you can make it. If you want to make all Thursday 10 hours, then you can go to this work weeks and make that all Thursdays 10 hours. Like that you can create calendar, so that as the requirement, depending on the requirement. No, if you want to complete your project as early as possible, then you have to you want to include, or you want to increase this work hours per day, or you can make shift according to the 8 hours one shift, and second 8 hours another shift. Like that you can create calendars. And after creating calendar, you have to assign this calendar to the activities, sorry, to the project. And after assigning the calendar on the project, you can open your project, and then on project you have an option that is WBS. That is, all of you know that each of the project have so many activities, no? But we can categorize that activities into again some headings, or like a hierarchical system. That is the WBS. That is WBS is a hierarchical breakdown of the project activities or project deliverables. Okay. And after under the each WBS, there will be having multiple activities. This is, you can see that here my project is divided into a hierarchical structure like this. And after creating WBS, you can create activities under these WBS like that. You can see the design, building, addition. You have some 4 activities like start office building, addition, review and approval, design, like that. Like each and every WBS, you can create so many activities, and then you have to assign the relation between the activities. That is, whether there are 4, and mainly there are 4 types of relation. On this you can see that FS, SF, SS and FS are the most 4 common types of relation. That is, FS is the finish to start relationship. This is the most common type of relationship where one activity cannot start until another associated activity has finished. That means only after finishing one act, if you are assigning this relation fs relation to a particular activity between two activities, that means that only after completing the first activity only the second activity will start. That is the finish to start relationship. Then you have another relationship, that is start to start, ss relationship. This is a relationship where one activity cannot start until another activity has begun, or simply you can think that both the two activities start at the same time. This is the start to start activity. And then you have start ff relation, that is ff relation, or finish to finish relation. In this relationship, one activity cannot finish until another related activity has finished, or you can simply think that both activity has to be finished at the same time, no matter when it is started. Okay, that is the ff relationship. And again we have sf relationship. This is not a so common relationship. That means one activity cannot finish until another activity has begun. These are the 4 types of relationship we can assign between the activities. Okay, this is an important stage. That is, assigning the relationship is a very important stage while you are planning a project. That determines your overall duration of the project. That means on this right side you can see a chart view like this. No? From this you can easily understand condition of the activities. That is, on first activities, after finishing the first activity the next activity begin, like that. And if you can plan the other activities, that is has no relationship between these activities, you can make, or you can start, or you can do this activities simultaneously which has no relationship in between. Okay, you can do like that, so that you can effectively reduce your overall duration of your project. Like that, this relationship is very important when you are planning a project. Then after doing this, you have to schedule your project. But after scheduling only you will get this overall duration. And you can see that in this project the total duration of the project is 681 days. Okay, and you can see the start date and finish date of the project. It is 1st November it will get started, and on 3rd July it will get finished. Like that, it will be able to know when the project will get started and when the project will get finished, and you will be able to know the total of the original the overall duration that has to be going to taken by the project. And you can see the Gantt chart view to the right of the this interface. This is how I will get. They have to create a project, then creating WBS or work breakdown structure, then activities, then assigning calendar, giving a relationship. Then the next is you have to assign resources. That means the cost estimation. Here we have an option, that is resources. I already said about resource management. You can add the resources that has to be that needed for the project, for your project to complete. Okay, you can add all those resources in this view, on in this resource tab. Whether if you want labors, all the labors you can add here. If you want materials, all those materials you can add it here. If you want machines, you can add that machines here, and all those things you can add it in this resource tab. And after adding this, the next important stage in this project management is you have to assign this resources for the activity without the wastage. Okay, that means here you can see that when I'm selecting an activity, on the below view, that is the detail view, there is a tab known as resources tab. On this tab, I can assign the resources. Here you have an add resource option. We can add the resources that need to be. That means if I'm adding one or two or three or activities here, that means that I need these 3 resources required. These 3 resources are required to complete this particular activity, and it costs this much rupees, like that. We can see that when I'm adding an extra column, that is a cost column, budgeted total cost. Okay, and here you can see that this is the sample data, so that here you can see the amount in dollars. We can make it in rupees, and in any currency as your requirement. Okay, you can make the currency settings and all those things. And here you can see that the particular activities takes $3,456 when it gets completed. Like that, you will be able to know how much rupees it will take to complete a particular activity, how much rupees will it take to complete a particular WBS. That is, you know that this under this WBS, these 5 activities comes, and after completing these five activities, $79,776 occur to complete this particular WBS. Okay. Like that, you will be able to know each and every activity's cost and WBS cost, and finally you will be able to have the overall total cost of the project and overall duration of the project and all those things. This is about resources, and this the estimation of the cost is the cost estimation. You can manage the resources and things like that to reduce the cost, and you can give the relationship effectively to manage the time. Okay. Okay, this is the planning stage in Primavera, that is adding a new project, creating WBS, then adding activities, then assigning calendars, giving proper relationships, then adding resources and assigning resources to the activities, then finally the cost estimation. These things include the planning stage. Next to the planning stage, it is the scheduling stage. Schedule, I already said that after planning, we have to do the schedule that indicates in a clock like tool. No? After doing schedule only, you will be able to know which is the finishing date of your project. Then you will be able to know the total, you will get the total duration of the project, and you will be able to know what are the critical activities of the project. Critical activities means the activities that cannot be delayed. Okay, that is the critical activities. That is critical activities are, we can say that it is a project task that must start and finish on time to ensure that the project ends on schedule. If your critical activities, you can see on the right side a red color indicating bar, that is a critical activity. Critical activities means if that think that I have an A, B, C and D activities to my project, and B is the critical activity, and it will get started on and it will have a duration of 2 days. Okay, that is, it will get started on 10th June to, and it will get ended on 12th June. If it is like that, it must start on 10th June and it must end on the 12th June. Otherwise, your project will get lagged. That is the critical activities. Critical activities cannot be delayed. It must start on time and it will get finished on time. Otherwise, the project duration will get delayed. Okay. On this Gantt chart, you can see a green color bar that indicates if indicates a total float. That particular green activities will have a total float value, and you will be able to know that on the Primavera, the total float value of that particular activity. If my total float is 2, then you can delay that particular activity up to 2 days, and it will not get effect on the overall project of the overall duration of the project. That is the green bar indicates we will have a time to indicate complete that particular activity beyond our schedule, depending on the total float value. Okay, if it is positive value, then you can complete your activities up to that total float values that delay. And if you have critical activities, total float value will be 0, and it will be start, or it must be start on time, and it must be finish on time. That is the critical activities and at the total float value. Okay, after doing schedule, you will be able to know the start date, finish date of the project. You will be having the total duration of the project. Then you will be able to know what all other critical activities, what all other remaining activities, so that you can consider, or you can give more attention on the critical activities, so that it will be, or it must start and finish on time. Otherwise, your project will get delayed. You know that, so you can pay more attention on the critical activities. By knowing this, then you will be able to know the critical path. Critical path will give you the total duration of the project, and you will get the Gantt chart. This is the Gantt chart view. On the Primavera right side, you will have a chart view, that is the Gantt chart view, then other network diagrams. Then you will be able to know the total cost. This is the scheduling, that is the Primavera. The topics are planning, scheduling, updating, Arduino analysis, and all those things. First, you can see the planning, then you can see the scheduling, then it is the updation. Updation means you can compare the planned data with the actual performance. After the construction is started on the construction will start on site, you can track your data with the planned data. Okay, so that that is earned value analysis. You can do the comparison of planned data and actual data. That means I just planned. I'm a project manager and I just planned my project that has to be completed in 150 days duration with an overall budget of 10 lakhs. Okay, I just planned like that. And if after starting of the project on site and after completing of each and every activities, you can track your planned data according to that. Like if whether my planning is on correct path or it is not correct, whether you can track that by updating the actual start date, the actual finish date, the actual cost, and all those things. And after tracking that, you will be able to know whether your project is on budget or whether your project is over budget or whether your project is under budget, and if your schedule is on schedule or behind schedule or ahead schedule. Like these things you will be able to know after doing the earned value analysis things. That is, you're analyzing the project performance. Okay, if your project planning is correct, then you will be able to know all these. Then your project, if your planning is on accurate path, then you will have an correct cost. That is, on your project will complete on budget and on time. Otherwise, it will get over budgeted or over time. And all other things will constitute these things, because in our country we know that so many hartal will comes across, and so many other things, due to some other things also the project get lagged. But on foreign countries it will not be like that, because if a project starts on that particular day and they announces that this project will end on this day, it will end on this day. Otherwise, the contractor has to pay expenses or that so huge amount of fine, since this project will not get, if the project will not get completed on that time. So it will get completed on that correct time when they what the date they announces to the public. Okay, but here it is not like that. In our country, the project is will not complete it according to the announced date. It will get lagged due to many other reasons. So you will be able to know whether your project is on the correct path or not. Then you can take reports like tabular reports. You can see here two views. This is the tabular reports. You can generate tabular reports. Then you can generate graphical reports in terms of units and cost. These are the things that we are doing on the Primavera. And after that, you can see some advantages of Primavera, that you can plan, you can schedule, you can control simple as well as the complex projects on this using the Primavera. Then you can reduce the risk of schedule. You can reduce the risk of schedules. Then you can easily plan. You can reduce the risk of cost. That you can. That means if you are planning your project before making out on the site, you will get a rough idea. At least you will get an idea about how much cost will that project make, or how much time it will take to complete that project, like that. No, therefore it reduces the risk of schedule. Without a proper planning, no projects will get completed successfully. So you have to plan before constructing. Prior to that, you have to plan your project. It will reduce the risk of the schedule and it will reduce the risk of the cost. And by using Primavera, we can easily plan and we can easily manage the activities. And we can, that by using Primavera, clear visibility of what is going on the project. We can clearly visible what is going on the project, whether it is under budget or whether it is over budget or like that, by tracking and all those things. Okay. Please, others, please mute. And we can keep tracks of projects, like we can track between the planned progress and actual progress of the work. Then we can view past performance of reporting. That is, by taking the reports, we will be able to know. We can make as many reports as you like. Okay, we can, by making reporting, you can view the past performance, and you can understanding of cost information very simple. You'll be able to understand your cost information. Since I already said about it, you will be able to know the overall cost of the project, and you can also know about each and every activity's cost and each WBS cost, you will be able to know all these things. So that that is the meaning of understanding of cost information, very simple, and handle number of projects at a time. That means you can already see in the Primavera that you can create so many projects in a single view or single interface, and you can manage all those things at without closing or without opening other projects. Okay, that is, you can handle number of projects at a time, and you can save time and money by proper planning and proper utilization of resources. And you can finish the, please mute others, please mute. Okay, and you can finish the project on you can finish the project on time and on budget by proper planning. You will get an idea about when to start the activity, when to finish the activity. Then only will this activity get finished on this time. So that by knowing that you can construct your project effectively on time and on budget. These are the common advantages of Primavera and the areas of application. On related to engineering, all the related areas of engineering, we can use the Primavera, software development projects, construction projects, and production management. Even if you are a mechanical engineer, you can use the Primavera software for managing your projects. Production management, then finance management, maintenance and shutdown management, materials management, human resource management, logistics and supplies management, and more and more and more. There are so many areas of application for the project management tools. You can take as many, or you can create as many projects accordingly if you are a project engineer. And the thing you need is just a prior experience and knowledge. If you have a prior experience or a knowledge about the site conditions and the production conditions and all those things, and only you can create activities and you can plan the activities according to that. So the thing you need is the prior knowledge and some experience related to this field, so that you can be a project manager or a planning engineer. This is about Primavera, and thank you. I hope you all get me. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me now, either in the chat box or you can unmute and ask. Okay, here so many people are from mechanical and electronics. You people are also, that is not only for civil engineers, but all for mechanical engineers and for electrical engineers. And I already said about that all field of engineering and all can use this project management tools, because project management is not a singly building of constructing a building, not only constructing of projects. Are so many projects are there in different fields. Constructing a project is an example of a project, is but other projects like production of a machine, it's manufacturing and all those things, then making a film, then even conducting a technical fest is also a project. You can manage it, and if your planning is correct, then it will get successfully completed. Otherwise your quality will get differ according to your performance. Okay, so all fields of students in engineering field and other fields can use project management tools. It is a very useful and very important tools on this area, project management area. And over I think over 75,000 companies, the project management software is used by over 75,000 companies worldwide to manage projects, programs, and like that. The fact that the software is so common in the process and heavy industrial engineering means that the best paid and the most experienced project planners tend to use Primavera P6. Okay. If you work in this area or would like to get into this area, this Primavera skills are very helpful for you. Project management, other project management tools are also there, but out of that, most common or most one is the Primavera and Microsoft project by Microsoft. Okay. Now you can ask me if you have any doubts. Anish?
Yeah, ma'am. Thanks for accepting our invitation and collaborating the webinar with us. And we are very thankful to the Bloom Lab as it is the second session. And once we already we have completed with the civil engineers, and now it's with the electrical and mechanical engineers mostly, and also there are electronics engineers, ECV people. And it's a very good session, ma'am. Mostly nowadays the digital thing is going on, and the projects are very hard to do with some tools and that, and you explained it clearly.
Okay, thank you, Sushant.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, with this limited time, you already know that we have only 1 hour time, so that with that I can explain only this much of a software demonstration. I hope you all get understand. Otherwise, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we can end up the session.
Yeah, ma'am. Previous we know about work breakdown structure and scheduling the time, but now we got some clear idea on that, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
And I hope everyone will understand very well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then I think we are good for now. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure with being with you today. Okay, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Okay, can we end up
We
the
are
session?
thanking you, and we are thanking you, and special thanks to BIMLab for collaborating with us and conducting. This is the second session with Anish organization, ma'am. And I
Okay.
hope many sessions are going to conduct in future.
Yeah, of course.
Ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am.
Okay.
There is a query in chat box, ma'am. Can you see it, ma'am?
What are the constraints in software? That is, I hope all of your problems that can be resolved by the software. Nothing more that you can export the software to an Excel sheet or an MS project, and you can make maximum advantage of this. I don't know anything, any limitations for this software. Only that.
Ma'am, one more thing, ma'am. Mentioned about risks and few examples of risk. Is there is a question on that?
Yeah, mention about the risk, and can you say few examples of risk in project management? If your project management is not correct or not effective, it will get an over budget. It will end in an over budget of this project. That means if you are not a good, or if you not apply your skills and techniques and all those knowledge to effectively while planning a project, then it will then your project will not get in with that budget, and it will get a very huge risk that a very over budget, and also your project will not completed on that time. That makes the owner so unsuitable. So that by using the project management, the main thing that you have to consider is you have to plan effectively. Otherwise, this will be of no use, and you will have an over budget for this. And you can a good project manager can effectively plan the project like that with a by reducing the cost. Okay, but if he is not a good manager or good planning engineer, then that if the project can be completed in this lakhs rupees, but it will be completed in the double amount. That is the most common risk that you have to face while doing the project management. So the main thing you have to consider is you have to manage the project by considering the both those managements like time management, cost management, and resource management. So that you have to gain some proper knowledge and proper experience before becoming a planning engineer. The participants will get certificate based on an assessment. There will be an assessment based on this session, and you have to score 50% on that session. On that assessment, and after paying, I think paying 150 or 200 rupees, you will get certificates. I think like that you can contact Anish. You can contact sales person for knowing better things. Okay, but of course you will have an assessment based on this.
Yeah, ma'am. There is a assessment, but today is the last day, ma'am. They will provide certificate for free, ma'am.
Okay. Then it will be okay, but you will have an assessment based on that. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. From tomorrow they will cost like 150 or 200 for certificate.
Yeah. Tomorrow onwards, by June 1st onwards, you will have a paying amount like 150 or 200 to get to get certificates, and also you will have an assessment. But up to today, it will be free.
Yeah, ma'am.
How do you measure and compare the progress using Primavera? That is stage in Primavera known as a tracking stage. I cannot teach that right now because it is a large process. So if you want to need to understand that, I can join our Primavera courses, or just roughly show you that like. You can see that this is the Primavera interface. This is the planning interface, and after completing the planning, you will be able to know the original total duration and the total cost of the project. After that, you have to make a copy of this project. Okay. After making the copy of this project, you have to compare this and making the copy of the project, you have to update the actual cost, actual start date, actual finish date. By on the status tab, you will be having some details like when it will get started, and this is the actual start and actual finish date, and you can update the actual resources. All these things you have additional columns, and all those things you have to update that. Then after that, on you have to update all each and every activities that is originally going on this side, and after that you will be able to get take a report like enterprise. You have a tracking option. Here you will be able to take a layout that is earned value analysis. Like here is it earned value. Then you will be able to know whether you can understand about your actual cost, your earned value cost, your planned value cost, and whether your project is over budget, and all things you can measure here. Updating the planning, and after updating the actual conditions only, you will be able to know your current status of the project. Okay. The assessment will give you, I think, next to after completing this session, I think today itself you will be able to get that assessment, and it is based on totally about this session. And if you are attending this thoroughly, then you will be able to attend that assessment, and you have to score 50% in that assessment to get the certificate. Are there any early warning signs available in this? Early warning signs means when we are doing the Primavera, we will be able to know whether our MI activity is that is, if you are giving a must finish by deadline, that is, if you want to start your project on this time, and if you have to finish your project on this time, then you will be able to know after planning your project, you will be able to know how much days the project get lagged, and when, if you are making how to make that project reducing the time, then you will be able to make that project finish on time, like that. That is after adding some more columns here. This is only the default columns here, but after adding some more columns, you will be able to know whether your project is on time, or it will gets lagged, or other things. By understanding the total float, here you can see the total float as 0 and positive value. Positive value, no problem. If it is negative value, then you have to complete your project before that finish date. That means if your project is on -2, sorry, if your total float value is -2, and now the finish date is 10th July, then you have to complete your project on 8, not project, you have to complete that particular task on 8th July to avoid that negative float value. Then only your project will get completed on time according to you planned. We are able to know that by looking onto some columns and things. Okay. Then major role of this project, I already said about its engineering roles. These are all the major roles of the project management. This is the areas of application on all streams of engineering. You can use project management, and you can become a planning engineer or a project manager after studying Primavera, and after gaining some prior knowledge and experience. You will be able to the a project manager or a planning engineer with a mind catching salary. Okay, except in the construction field, here you can see the slide, the areas of application. All these fields we can apply this software, and not only this field, more and more fields are there. This is only related to engineering field. You can apply the construction, product management, then finance management, materials management, logistics, the logistics and supplies management, software development projects. For all projects, that only construction of building is construction service. Not all constructions are not only projects. There are many projects you can apply all on this all areas of application. This project management softwares. Okay. 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 Shall I end the session, Anis?
Yes, ma'am. We can end up the
Paras.
session.
Okay.
And thanks for clarifying our queries, ma'am.
Yeah, as far as I know, although Primavera is a more advanced software in comparison to MS Project, but in many cases, construction managers still prefers to work with MS Project rather than yes. But on the foreign countries, most commonly used software is Primavera, but still in our country, many people prefer MS Project. And MS Project also we can do this project management, but I think Primavera is some more advanced compared to MS Project. That depends on the company or a person who chooses the project management tools. The assessment will be conducted on the basis of this presentation, this on-hour presentation, and you can give answers if you are attended this presentation. Okay. It's only based on this slides and project management things, only like things, and on the basis of some BIM common things about BIM common things. Only you will have some questions, but you will get certificates only if you have to score only 50% to get the certificate. Okay, is it okay for all of you? Any doubts further? It will be conducted on today itself, I think so, but Anish, please coordinate with the salesperson so that you can confirm that. Okay. Okay, but I think it will conduct
Okay, okay,
today
ma'am.
itself. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, kindly ask Anuja ma'am to share the video and PPT, ma'am.
Okay, I will tell them. Your PPTs and the recorded videos will be shared with all of you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, then that's it. Thank you, all of you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.